let me ask you, this is the final bit, and then I'll let you go. You've been very gracious of you to spend the time. Don't ask, don't tell. You and I think, probably differ on this. I see it as a basic human right, but you feel that maybe we should be more cautious. Can you say why?
I'm concerned about it because if you look at the Marine infantry and the Army infantry and the special ops guys, every study done about combat shows that these guys fight for the individual on the left and the right. There's a great cohesiveness, there's a great bonding that takes place, and if you break that, you've broken the backbone of our fighting capability. I mean, that's how bad it is.
But does that do a disservice to the men and women who are fighting, who, by all accounts, and every experience I've ever had in there, been astonished at the quality of individual that risk their lives for us on these daily basis?
Great.
Does it do a disservice to them to think that something like that would break the bonds of their trust with each other? Because it seems like it wouldn't.
John, I think if you go back to the survey that was done, and that's what I think the right answer is. And when you look at the overall outcome of the survey, it would tend to say you can do away with the policy. However, if you go back into it and look at where those individuals were that responded that it would detract from readiness, and you find that that's in the infantry, as the Marine Commandant has testified to, now that's cause for concern. And right. I think the Congress has got it right saying, time out just a second. Let's go back and look at inside this survey and right. see what it really tells us.
You can never guess a hypothetical. Earlier you said you've prided yourself on doing what's right.
I do.
And speaking up.
I do.
It seems like...
For what I think's right, anyway.
I knew there was a loophole in there. Damn it, General. I knew it. Ultimately, it feels like this will go down in history as an injustice in the way that it was when the armed services were segregated black and white. Wouldn't it be the kind of thing that giving the people who are serving now, who are of such high caliber, the benefit of the doubt rather than of a hypothetical survey, that the truth is they're already serving with men and women that they know are gay and lesbian. They're already knowing that it's about the trust that they build with each other. And it is a trust like nothing I've ever seen.
It is.
Wouldn't we rather do what's right and give them the benefit of that doubt than do what we fear because of a hypothetical?
Well, John, I don't think it's hypothetical. I think that when you wrote the survey wasn't hypothetical, but we need to look at where the individuals were that said they were concerned it would break the armed forces. And what the Marine Corps Commandant is saying, and the Army Chief, which have the infantry, I haven't heard from the Commandant that he's not a service chief, it's special ops.
But they did before integrating the Army, there was much greater resistance. People didn't want to serve with.
But I think in this case, John, that we find people look at the two things a little differently. It's a different issue.
Right.
So,
hard for me to understand it and to balance, obviously, my great respect for all the people that are making those decisions with what seems so clear as a basic, we've asked people and they want to defend ourselves. I thought, General, do you ever talk to Chairman Mullen about it? Because I thought he was very eloquent when he said, this is something that we ask them to protect us. They put their lives on the line, and they serve with honor and integrity, but we don't allow them to be open and honest about who they are. And that seems to be antithetical to even the code of conduct.
That seems to be a little bit of the line coming out of the administration. And I go back to what I am concerned about and what I know the Commandant of the Marine Corps and the Chief of the Army, to maybe a lesser degree, we've got to see, are concerned about, and that's, will it break the infantry elements? And if it doesn't, then maybe we don't have an issue. But don't rush to failure. Let's give it time. This is too important. This is about America's combat ability. You can say, well, other countries have adopted this, but we've won every war we've ever fought against them, is my comeback to that.
I absolutely respect your opinion, completely respect your service, disagree respectfully, and say that not only do I disagree, I think the day we do it is the day our military becomes stronger. And but it's an honor to see you, sir. Thank you so much for coming by, and congratulations on your health and all that.
Well,
that's tough. Without hesitation,
thanks,
Hugh Shelton, the man is a hero.
Thank you.